We are now going to be joined with my brothers, where we'll discuss a little bit more about their autism and how it has affected them throughout their life. We're now joined with Ebony, who is 14, and Zachariah, who is 16. How are you, boys?
Good.
So, boys, I want to first start off by talking a bit about your autism. This is going to be like a really hard question, I know, because you're just like living it, so you don't really realise. But how do you feel your autism affects you?
I don't know if this is actually autism, but sometimes I think about things and then I mention it, and then I think last second, oh wait, that's a bad idea to mention. And then when they end the conversation, I think last second, oh, I should have said that. Even now it's like a messy thing to talk about, like, nah, I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna say it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Can I ask you, Zachariah, because we was talking about lights and how that affects you. What does it feel like?
Well, not everywhere. Like, in my room, when the lights are turned on, it's like, gets me, it's like I'm really hot. And usually when I'm really hot, I usually get really stressed. So that's how it affects me.
Ebony, what's it like without no light? Because we haven't mentioned this yet, but both boys are polar opposite. One loves the light, one hates the light. So imagine what it was like sharing a room with these two sharing a room together.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Well, basically, I have to be lukewarm because if it's too bright, I cannot close my eyes. If it's too dark, I cannot close my eyes. I have to have it on that perfect middle spot. When it's too bright, it's kind of overwhelming, and when it's too dark, it's kind of scary.
So, boys, we're now going to speak about what life was like before you went to a special needs school. Okay, so Ebony, what was it like?
Okay, so yeah, learning wasn't okay, but the other things were okay, because it's kind of ironic when students know how to actually treat you, but like the teachers, I think it's because they didn't really get disabilities and stuff and special needs, but students were fine because they seemingly knew how.
Okay, so in what way did you feel like
the teachers were kind of harsh, and I think it's just because, you know, it's not a special needs school, but still.
And then for Zachariah?
Oh, well, I think it was mostly the homework, because I found it, I struggled finding time for it, and sometimes I'll just straight up forget. And then usually, because of it, I would get tons of detention, so I'll get stressed like quite a lot.
Oh yeah, that also reminds me. Well, I'm pretty much the same when you said that, because I did get also stressed, and they also told me off for, you know,
not doing your homework.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I did do my homework, but I was struggling with it. Don't want to make them sound bad, because they weren't bad for a non-special needs school.
They didn't understand your disability.
Yeah, they didn't understand. I mean, they tried to understand. They tried their best. Sorry for the intention, grabbing, seeking, and consuming. But yeah, they did try, but they couldn't.
So yeah, I mean, the lessons themselves wasn't too hard. I mean, going to like block to block sometimes were a struggle. Sometimes I would have to find where I had to go, and then they also changed it like every I think it was 2 weeks or something like that. It would take time for me to understand where I'm going.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'd be late for some lessons. But other than that, I mean, it was all right. I think the school I go to now, where they did go out and do stuff like visiting some workplaces, stuff like that, like to get involved, I think that's it's easier to learn when you get involved with it.
So for you, Ebony, I was going to actually, good boy Zachariah, I was going to talk about what is school like now. You both go to a special needs school. What is it like?
Yeah, it's quite good. It's good. But just like one or two kind of mistakes, but other than that, it's cool. It's good. It's epic.
How are you finding lockdown before we say goodbye to you?
Well, I'm just saying, lockdown made me have the realization that I prefer homeschool over normal school. Not that many people to worry about other than that.
So basically, you found it easier to cope with education at home at the moment?
It's not that I want to be homeschooled, it's that's the...
You've enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but you still like your school life?
Yeah. Because I like it, because I don't like change. Ha 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 ha. Insert joke here. Ha 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 ha.
And you,
Well, I think it's 50-50 because you can't actually talk to your friends in lockdown, but a lot of people are getting creative just being stuck in the house. Like, for example, they're finding ways to make foods that are, like, for example, pizza. There's like 2 recipe pizzas now, and everyone's getting creative in different ways as well. Like, for example, I've started to make a book. I would never do that if I wasn't in lockdown, so, you know.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Well, this is kind of to do with like the work and the not school work, but still but still basically just a work to learn media and stuff and other stuff like that. I'm writing a script with about 3 characters that have powers. Insert plot here.
You're so funny.
So, basically, yeah. It's forcing me to be productive more than being creative because I had these ideas and I'm just putting them down right now.
And kind of how we've been tackling the whole educational side of things is we've been doing things that we like, but we've been attempting to do the work as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Does that work better for you?
Yeah, I'd say that.
And you, Zachary, you kind of like getting on with the schoolwork and you like doing your own things like cooking and stuff like that.
Yeah. I also think it's easier to just do work at home because you can watch something while you're doing your work. So your mind's just like, I just have to keep doing this or that. It's like sometimes you get stressed because you can't think of what you have to do. But then while you're either listening to something or watching something, your mind gets relaxed. So it's easier to...
Boring.
And yeah.
I actually turn on a live stream, which basically is like a radio, but with no talking, and it's video game music remixes, which is pretty good.
And that helps you?
Yeah, that helps me.
And what do you both want to do, like, when you're older?
I want to make a animation game, basically entertainment for people to... Well, I kind of have a reason for it. I want to kind of entertain people to make them laugh, blah, 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 to make them feel the good and not the bad. Yeah, basically.
And yourself?
Well, I just want to be a chef. I don't really mind what part to be in. I just want to be a chef. So like caf work, restaurant, fast food, anything, you know.
And are you both planning to go to college?
I plan to go to sixth form in my school, but after that I'm going to go to a college as well.
Oh, yeah, I plan to go to college and do work experience as well.
Brilliant. Oh, I love how ambitious you guys are. It's good to see. That was my mum and brothers there discussing a little bit about my brother's story and what it's like having autism. And now you can see why I'm so proud of them boys. They're just a joy to be around and they're so ambitious as well. It's unfortunately come to the end of the show now. It's been an absolute pleasure. Like, I've really enjoyed it. If you're looking to find out more about autism, as mentioned earlier on, you can visit the National Autistic Society website at www.autism.org.uk. That's www.autism.org.uk. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you've enjoyed it and learned a little bit more about autism. If you have any feedback that you wish to give to me, then please tweet me at notonyourOwn followed by the number 1, notonyourOwn1, and I will get back to you. The next episode will be about me as a carer and how I dealt with certain situations, so please stay tuned for that. So yeah, I guess I'll see you next time.